It has got to be one of the biggest U-turns in British political history. Jeremy Hunt, new Chancellor since Friday, has junked almost the entire mini-budget that was announced 3 weeks ago. That includes the corporation tax cut that was coming next year, includes the income tax cut that was coming next year. Not just the 45p rate, but also the cut to 19p for pretty much anyone who pays income tax. We've also said goodbye to changes to the IR35 tax rules for the self-employed. That was £2 billion. Cut in dividend tax. That was £1 billion. VAT-free shopping for visitors to the UK. That was £2 billion. And a freeze in alcohol duty. There's only a few things to survive from the statement. One of them is the stamp duty cut that's already come in. The other one is the national insurance cut. That just reverses what Rishi Sunak did in April, and they've already started passing laws for that, so that's why that stays. And interestingly, the cap on bankers' bonuses is still going to be scrapped, despite everything. And that's because, according to the Treasury, they didn't actually have to borrow any money for that, so scrapping this cap and letting bankers have bigger bonuses isn't going to kind of have a detrimental effect on the economy. What it is, however, is a very bad look, because you've got bankers taking unlimited bonuses at the same time as help for energy bills, the big thing that was in the budget, is scaled dramatically back. So throughout the last few weeks, Liz Truss has defended all her plans by saying, well, this is worth it because we've acted over energy bills. They were expected to hit £6,000 a year. We've stepped in. We've capped the average bill at £2,500 a year. What they're doing now is they're not actually doing that anymore. You've got the £2,500 a year cap will only stay for 6 months till April for everyone. And then it will be made a lot narrower, and it will save billions and billions of pounds to the Treasury. And the way they're likely to do that is to kind of prioritise the most vulnerable. So after April, you'll only get kind of a cap on your energy bill, or it might be a smaller cap, or what have you, if you are very poor, very vulnerable. We don't know the system yet because there's going to be a review and it will only report at a later date. So we're talking about some serious cutbacks to what was announced. Billions, tens of billions of pounds, 32 billion, without even the energy bill stuff counted in. And importantly, there will also be cuts to public services. Jeremy Hunt is not ruling anything out, and they're refusing to stick by the kind of spending, even fairly narrow spending, that they had promised before. So that's what it all means for you and for your budget. It's quite bad news. It's also very bad news for Liz Truss, because MPs were already gathering and talking about how they could potentially force her out. At the time of recording this video, there were 4 MPs calling for her to quit. Probably by the time this video is edited, there might be more. And she is meeting tonight with her One Nation MPs, those are the centre-right Tories who've been some of her biggest critics, and with her cabinet ministers. Interestingly, that is going to be a reception for the cabinet in number 10 rather than an actual cabinet meeting. Whether it involves kind of canapes and nice fizz, we have yet to hear back. The U-turn makes this very interesting because Liz Truss has done it to try and stabilise the markets, but it may destabilise her leadership, because even though she's going back on some of the most controversial things she's announced, she's now shown that all this political capital she spent in the last 3 weeks trying to defend everything is pretty much for nothing. And given she stood on an entire platform of tax cuts and growth, and she's now not got the tax cuts, MPs will quite rightly say, what is she here for? What does she believe in? What is the point in her carrying on as Prime Minister? So she can't be ousted at the moment, technically under the rules, until next September, but we all know the rules don't really matter, because Theresa May and Boris Johnson both had to resign despite what the rules at the time said. So it's going to be a very interesting week. Some MPs suggesting it could be curtains this week, others suggesting it could be a lot longer. We shall wait and see.